Today we're going to go through my 15 and 5, which are the next 15 books I'm focusing on for the next 5 months of the year. I can't believe we have less than half a year left in 2025, but here are the books that I want to make sure that I get done before January 1st. Starting off strong, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I have only not read this yet because I feel like I'm going to absolutely love it and I kind of don't want it to be over already, but I do want to make sure I read it by the end of the year. In the same vein, I need to finish the Darker Shade of Magic series, so I do want to get to A Conjuring of Light so that I can say that I finished that series within 1 year. Extremely high up on my TBR and really high on my priority list is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. This book has had nothing but amazing reviews. All of my favorite people that I follow in the bookish space have loved this, so I know that I'm going to love it. And I can't wait to get to this one sooner rather than later. I'm already ready to feel the spooky vibes, so I want to read Slewfoot by Brom. I might hold off until we get closer to like September, October for this, for the perfect Halloween vibes. But again, I love anything witchy, creepy, horror, so I know this is going to be a good one for me. I didn't pull out all the books, but I got to continue the Hunger Games series so that I can read Sunrise on the Reaping. And I might not get to Sunrise on the Reaping by the time we get to the end of the year, but I am working on my rereading the Hunger Games series. So make sure you check that out and catch up with me wherever I am in the series. Can't believe I haven't read this one yet. And I've had this copy for a while, but I still haven't read Gone Girl. I have seen the movie a while ago, but I want to make sure that I read the book. Another book that I've heard nothing but great things about, and I don't know why, but I just like feel like I'm going to be obsessed with it. Bunny by Mona Awad. And I actually couldn't even tell you what this is about. I don't know. I think I'm going to like it. We'll see. Something I definitely want to get read before the end of the year, and Michael and I are planning on reading it together, is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Because in March of 2026, the movie's coming out, and I don't want to get spoiled. I don't know how long that's going to last, so I got to make sure that I get this one done by the end of the year. My next book I'm prioritizing before the end of the year is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. I don't have a copy of this one yet, but every time I walk into a bookstore, I think about getting it, and then for whatever reason, I don't prioritize it. But I do want to get it read by the end of the year. I think for a standalone fantasy, everyone raves about it. And I could use some more standalone fantasy in my life and in my collection. Before 2025 ends, I want to get started on my reading Stephen King's backlist. So, I got to get to Carrie. Again, this might be like a September, October, November spooky time read. Have seen the movie years ago, know the whole larger premise, but the finer details have gone missing. Very excited to read it. For a fun nonfiction pick, I also don't have this one yet. I want to get Cue the Sun, The Invention of Reality TV by Emily Nussbaum. And this just looked really cool. If you know me, you know I love my reality TV, especially my Bravo. I think I talk about it enough times on here for someone who talks about books and doesn't talk about reality TV. But I think it's going to be so interesting to kind of see like the super, super early origins of reality TV. Next one to prioritize, The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I don't know why. I follow Geneva on Instagram and I just think she's adorable. She goes around and does her little sneaky signings, and I just think it's the cutest thing. And who doesn't love a book that has blood dripping all over it? And we all know a marriage isn't perfect, so something juicy's got to go on. After I finish Darker Shade of Magic series, I want to start Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. And that is because I've given myself some weird rule that I cannot read more than one series at once, or I can't interrupt one series with another series. Don't tell me why I've done that. I've just decided that that's best for my brain. But I want to get to Ninth House, and then eventually when I'm ready, move on to Hellbent, make sure that I read those. I don't know why I felt very connected to Leigh Bardugo. I have not read a stitch of her writing. Not one little bit, but I've seen this cover. Talk about a good cover. Stunning. I know we say don't judge a book by its cover. I judge books by their cover all the time because that's what really draws me in. And Leigh Bardugo's covers that I've seen, sick. Absolutely love them. But I do want to get to Ninth House. I need a lot more dark academia in my life. So something I don't know why I have not read yet, but that I've had is Lucy Foley's The Hunting Party. I have almost all of Lucy Foley's books. I think I just am missing The Midnight Feast, which is her newest, including The Invitation and including the Book of Lost and Found. And this will like round out the thrillers of hers that I've had and I've read. And again, I don't know why I haven't gotten into it yet. It's just been sitting there. So I need to finish it out so I could give a Lucy Foley ranking for you. Lastly, I need to read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. I read Beautiful Ugly was my first Alice Feeney book. I had gotten it as a book of the month box pick like the end of 2024 and I loved it. Then I also read I Know Who You Are, which was also great and also So Sick and Twisted. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. I was like not expecting it to be that sick and twisted. But a lot of people say Sometimes I Lie is their favorite Alice Feeney that they've read. Let me know in the comments which books you're prioritizing before the end of the year and if we have any in common.